So let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Lord, we offer everything to you during this webinar. May we ask for your blessing and divine providence that the activities set for this undertaking be successful and effective. May we also retain the invaluable knowledge and learning experiences that we will derive from this activity for actual application when we leave this virtual venue. We pray that you bless all the committees in charge, they fulfill their task responsibly, and that the objectives they have set may all be achieved. Your generous blessing would mean the success of this webinar. We know that without it, we can do nothing. May we be living witnesses of your genuine love through the implementation of the knowledge acquired through this activity. Grant us your divine wisdom as we go about our daily task after this webinar. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Albertson Amante, the Assistant Head for Capacity Building and Training of the Batangas State University Center for Transformative Learning and the Vice President for Research, Development, and Extension Services. To the President of the Batangas State University, Dr. Tirso A, Ronquillo, other officials of the university, to the OIC President of the BatStateU Student Council, Ms. Faith Generoso, and other student leaders admitted in this Zoom session, course facilitators and other faculty members, to other Red Spartan students watching us live at Facebook, to the parents and other stakeholders who are also watching this event, isang mapagpalang hapon po. And welcome to University-wide Orientation and Flexible Learning and webinar on GSuite Applications for Red Spartan Students. This virtual orientation and webinar is spearheaded by the Batangas State University Center for Transformative Learning, or CenTraL, in partnership with the University Student Council. And now, to give us an inspirational message, is the dynamic president of the Batangas State University. Let's give a virtual clap to Dr. Tirso A. Ronquillo.
Hello, good afternoon to all our dear students, Red Spartan students, and their parents of Batangas State University, our Vice President for Research, Development, and Extension, Engineer Amante, and all the training staff of the Center for Transformative Learning, who will be introduced a little later, all our student leaders of Batangas State University, the advisor of University Student Council, Dr. Daryl Magpantay, to all of you, good afternoon. We are now about to start our academic year 2020-2021, and I hope that all of us will start the semester full of hope and enthusiasm of what will be in store this coming semester to be delivered by Batangas State University. We are all excited as we prepare to this new learning environment. The Batangas State University takes serious efforts in really supporting all our staff, students, faculty members as we transition to this new learning environment. We started training our faculty members since last May, and we are continuously training them. We realign our resources, our budget, so that we will be prioritizing the procurement of necessary online resources as well as hardware that are needed in this new learning environment, specifically on online learning and even flexible learning. Last May until last week, the Center for Transformative Learning was able to facilitate the training of our faculty members on the new learning management system, particularly the GSuite Applications. Now, our students, we believe that we are responsible. We are equally responsible to our students, that our students should also be well prepared in interacting with their faculty members, with their teachers inside the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is now a new mode of teaching and learning at Batangas State University, as we are partner of Google Education Philippines. This is long before the pandemic. We are fortunate that Batangas State University was able to have partnership with Google Philippines. And because of that, we were given privileges in using the unlimited use of this space provided by Google Philippines. And there's a lot of features that we can apply in this online teaching and learning. To all our students, rest assured that the university will do its best to support all of you, to support all of us as we transition to this new normal. The Batangas State University adjusted everything. We have to be flexible. That's our working principle now. Because of this new normal, we adjusted our academic plans. We even adjusted our curriculum, the way we should deliver it. We are all adjusting it. We are all adapting it. We met our faculty members so that we agree on how we shall facilitate the teaching and learning this coming academic year. We even met our administrators on how we shall monitor our faculty members and students as we do this teaching and learning in the new normal, so that to ensure that no students will be left behind. I would like, of course, to reiterate to our students and to our parents that this is not purely online. We term it flexible learning, that those who will not be connected through the internet or through electronic means, the university will be exerting efforts to provide the teaching and learning materials, not electronically, but on a modular or on a module by module basis. So the university takes utmost flexibility to address all the situations, all the concerns of our students. So to our parents, rest assured that we are taking good care of the concerns and situations of our children. They are our children. We are equally responsible for their future. So Batangas State University take cognizance and take this responsibility to ensure that our children will have bright future from Batangas State University. And to our training staff of the Center for Transformative Learning, I am personally thanking you for your dedication also. As you may know, we are doing things in simultaneous with our current responsibility. They are the same staff of Batangas State University doing other tasks. So the Center for Transformative Learning is really extending their expertise and their commitment in really ensuring that our faculty members and our students will be prepared in this new learning environment. Now, just to prove our seriousness and our commitment, the university continuously find ways how to fine-tune our existing policy to make it adaptive to this new normal. Recently, our Board of Regents approved the general guidelines on the flexible learning of Batangas State University this coming academic year. And just last week, our academic council approved its implementing rules and regulation, which we would like to present to you shortly. I have presented this in different fora with our students, with our faculty, and I know we now have a different set of audience. I know that our students who cannot be with us in this panel because the current platform can accommodate only a number of panel. So I know this is broadcasted in Facebook Live. So all our students and all our parents, just for us to have proper guidance on how Batangas State University will be carrying out the teaching and learning this current semester, I would like to present to you the implementing rules and regulation of this flexible learning, which will be delivered to us by no less than the advisor of the University Student Council, Dr. Daryl Magpantay. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon, Red Spartans. So, I will be presenting some essential parts of the Implementing Rules and Regulations, or IRR, of the General Guidelines on the Conduct of Flexible Learning for Academic Year 2020-2021. So, this 2020 Implementing Rules and Regulations hereafter called the IRR, is promulgated pursuant to general guidelines on the conduct of flexible learning for academic year 2020-2021, approved by the University Board of Regents through Resolution Number 64, Series of 2020, and thereafter whenever applicable, for the purpose of prescribing the necessary rules and regulations for the standardization and proper implementation of the flexible learning general guidelines. This the provisions of this IRR are in line with the commitment of the university to promote good governance and its effort to adhere to the principles of accountability and efficiency in its implementation of flexible learning. It is the policy of the university to support all types of students to adjust to flexible learning with the mission of ensuring no student is left behind during this pandemic. So for the guiding principle of flexible learning, so the implementation of the university's flexible learning shall be governed by the following principle. Considering that a flexible teaching and learning design perspective is deeply rooted in the needs of the students, the main objective should be to provide learners with the utmost flexibility on the learning content, schedules, access, and innovative assessment, making use of digital and non-digital tools. The university shall continue to exercise judgment and academic freedom in the deployment of available flexible learning and other alternative modes of delivery in lieu of in-campus learning, face-to-face modality. The exercise of discretion by the HEIs, including BatStateU and their faculty, must be reasonable, transparent, and outcomes-based validated. The university shall decide on the most viable form of flexible learning and teaching that it will utilize based on its capability, existing condition, national government agency guidelines, and local government unit advisories. Flexible learning should complement outcomes-based education approach to allow flexibility for the university to employ various means of delivery and assessment as long as they can show the achievement of the set learning outcomes for each course or subject for the program. In terms of learning content, the university shall review all curricular offerings and make the necessary adjustment or modification in the course content and requirements, determine alternative options in the design, delivery, pedagogy, and assessment mechanisms that can be delivered to the students through various modalities. On the management of learners, the university shall provide mechanism to inform and orient learners to the learning system to be implemented, which may be a form of course packages for students that are accessible through offline and online modes. Course packages may include course syllabi, study guides, learning activities, available repository of learning resources, schedule of lessons and consultations, assessments, monitoring of student engagement, schedule and mechanism of submission of requirements, grading system, feedback portals, student support systems, and others to assist students in managing their study time and maximizing their learning. The university should disseminate information on systems and procedure for the transition to flexible learning to all students, officials, teaching and non-teaching staff, which may be in the form of a policy document, such as a guidebook, manual, briefer, or others, or may be incorporated in the institution's student handbook. The university should implement mechanism for students to receive or access printed or digital course packages, instructional materials through courier, designated pickup points, or through digital platforms. The university shall explore partnerships with relevant agencies and organizations to strengthen and or complement existing resources, infrastructure, or connectivity to ensure undisrupted learning of the students. Determination of the level of technology to be used for the delivery of programs based on connectivity of students. Establishment of a multimedia or learning resource center to provide technical support to faculty members in the development of IT-enabled and IT-mediated instructional materials. Access and utilization of electronic library and or available open educational resources as reference in various flexible learning and pedagogies and disciplinal content. Utilization of a learning management system or LMS, either proprietary or non-proprietary. The university shall implement or explore grants or support capacity building programs for administrators, faculty, and staff on transitioning to flexible learning. Trainings through webinars shall be conducted through the Center for Transformative Learning. The university shall ensure the health and safety protocols are maintained at all times. The university shall establish means to remind students, teachers, and other school personnel of the health and safety protocol through the display of reminders in conspicuous area within the school premises. Minimum health and safety standards and protocols under national, local, and university directive shall be observed. For this purpose, the specific guidelines, university health and safety protocols on prevention and mitigation of spread of COVID-19 pandemic issued through Memorandum Number 269 series of 2020, dated May 15, 2020, shall be imposed as applicable. Specifically, when reporting to school or performing academic-related activities, students and faculty members shall observe the rules on thermal scanning, triage, completion of home quarantine, use of masks and shields, PPE, cleaning and disinfection, bring your own meal policy, entry of visitors and guests, prohibitions of mass gatherings and conditional physical gatherings, school activity-related travels, sanitation and hand washing, physical distancing, respiratory etiquette, campus lockdown, teleconsultation, and vulnerable group. To the extent permitted, required by law or by agreement with concerned party, the university may share, disclose, or transfer personal data to other persons or organization in order to pursue its legitimate interest as an educational institution, including a variety of academic, administrative, research, historical, and statistical purposes, provided that faculty members shall not publicly share or post in social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and the like, the following: student personal data, personal information, or sensitive personal information, student photos or pictures, including those captured through screenshots, print screens, screen grabs, and the like, which in any manner relate to personal data, personal information, or sensitive personal information. Student class standings and grades, class list with names of students, and specific evaluation results of student works. For the scope and application of the IRR, so the IRR shall apply to all teaching and learning activities in all campuses of the university. The following operational, we will just skip the operational definition of the IRR. And we will now proceed with the flexible learning administration. For the delivery platform, all faculty members shall install the Google Chrome and create the Google Classroom for the course assigned. They shall use these classrooms in delivering the course and managing the class. All course instructor and their students shall use their GSuite email account. Students shall be required to enroll in the class assigned. To enroll students in the class, the course instructor invite them or give them specific Google Class code to join. 2 weeks before the start of the class, a Google Classroom must be created by the faculty and invite students to turn in the classroom using their GSuite account provided by the ICT office. The lists of students will be provided by the department head who has the authority to open class scheduling in the university website. The faculty may opt to create a group of all students' email account which can be used to communicate with the students without repeatedly entering the email address. For the managing of the Google Classroom, once the Google Classrooms are created and students have been invited, the concerned course instructor shall determine those students who have not responded to the invitation to join the class or have responded late. The course instructor shall conduct a survey among the students to determine the means of communication available to them. Based on data on available means of communication, course instructors shall develop or adjust the learning plans and strategies. The concerned course instructor shall submit to the department chair the proposed customized teaching and learning activities based on the type of communication media available to the students and the intended learning outcome per subject. The concerned course instructor must submit the accomplished flexible teaching and learning plan form per subject to the department chair, and the dean shall approve the plans before the start of classes. The flexible teaching and learning plan form must be filled up completely, and revision of the pro forma form is prohibited. The content of duly approved flexible teaching and learning plan shall be reflected and consistent with lectures and activities in the Google Classroom. Information from the flexible teaching and learning plan shall be made available to the students. The department chair shall be the co-teacher in all classrooms created by the faculty. The concerned course instructor must monitor the class attendance or engagement of the students and use the data for student guidance and counseling. The attendance may be viewed in the Google Sheet and may be recorded accordingly. The class schedule indicated in the class list provided by the department shall be the schedule reflected in the Google Classroom. No synchronous activities shall be done outside the class schedule. The first topic in the Google Classroom must contain the syllabus, the prepared modules, and the reading materials including videos, PowerPoint presentation, and other electronic modules that are carefully selected to facilitate and enhance learning. Module to be uploaded must have the following content: the module introduction, the intended learning outcome, module content, and the module test. For class monitoring, the college deans and department chairs shall monitor the delivery of flexible learning based on the approved course content, class administration, assessment method, and grading system submitted by the faculty member or course instructor before the start of the semester. The department chair, which acts as co-teacher is in Google Classroom, shall observe the conduct of class activities once every semester using the prescribed classroom observation form. Prior to the observation, the department chair and the faculty member concerned agrees on class modules to be delivered for observation and schedule of observation. Department chair should preview modules agreed for observations and all course overview materials before making the actual observation. Observation shall be done within the first 10 weeks of the semester. Students' attendance shall be monitored but shall not be used as part of the grading system, but as an input to guidance and counseling. So for the assessment method for the grading system, so the grading system will be discussed in your own respective classes, and it will be based on the previous memorandum order. Okay, so for the grading system, we will just skip that. So for thesis advising and defense, so use GSuite tools and services in managing and facilitating thesis advising and defense for both undergraduate and graduate students. In online thesis advising, Google Calendar shall be used for scheduling meetings, while Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides shall be used for monitoring students' works and progress. And Google Meet shall be used to discuss on real time the students' progress and accomplishments. Students' grade on thesis should be based on the regular submission of specific deliverables on the specified period. The period of submission of deliverables should be reflected in the flexible learning plan, and students should be informed of these requirements. The concerned college should prepare a monitoring form reflecting the periodic submission of partial deliverables of students. This monitoring form shall be signed by student proponents, thesis advisor, and the department chair after submission of partial deliverables. The student's advisor or the thesis instructor is responsible for securing the signatures of the panelists once the thesis is defended and with comments complied by the proponents. This rule shall be applied with or without pandemic. Students should be allowed to use secondary data to validate the proposed design through simulation in lieu of field testing and actual experimentation. Students' thesis topics that will apply the concept of design of experiment shall be considered as alternative approach to conducting actual experiment. For the conduct of internship program or OJT, in the flexible learning environment, colleges with internship program as requirement of the curriculum shall consider the creation of remote and or independent study options for students in lieu of an in-person internship. Colleges, in coordination with Job Placement Office, shall continue to open linkages with industries to propose cooperative education, where technical seminars may be conducted and will be considered equivalent to the required number of hours of internship. The students may be deployed in the university offices and will be required to do independent study in line with their area of specialization using student internship template, which will be filled up by the supervisors from different offices. Colleges, through in the coordination with Job Placement Office, together with Program OJT Coordinator, should open communication with industry for possible micro-internship. Micro-internship is a short-term project-based assignment which can be done remotely by students through supervision of designated industry personnel. Research internship shall be considered as opportunity for on-the-job training where students will be deployed virtually or physically while following strict implementation of health and social distancing protocols in different university research centers. Students who are engaged shall be trained on proposal development, preparation of information education and communication materials, and conduct of baseline researches. The concerned OJT coordinator shall determine those students who will enroll in OJT course and submit the list to head of the job placement and OJT office and or to assistant director of the on-the-job training office. The assistant director of the on-the-job training office or head of the job placement and OJT office shall distribute the student internship form to the different university offices to determine the project or task to be performed and the required specialization and expertise of student training. The accomplished student internship template shall be distributed to respective OJT coordinators for identification of student trainee, program, and number of student required. Before the deployment, student trainees should submit e-copy of parents' consent for internship training. The OJT coordinator shall coordinate with concerned offices to endorse the student trainee and determine the appropriate work arrangement. The project or task supervisor listed in the student internship form shall be in charge for the project or task implementation. While in training, the OJT coordinator, in coordination with the project or task supervisor, shall monitor the performance, attitude, and quality of work using training supervisor feedback form. The project or task supervisor shall evaluate the performance of the student trainee using the student trainee's performance appraisal report form. After the training, the student trainee shall submit e-copy of technical narrative report, e-copy of student trainee feedback form, and e-copy of certification of completion of training. In case that the task requires presence of the intern in the offices, he or she shall be subject to university health and safety protocols on the prevention and mitigation of the spread of COVID-19 pandemic mentioned above, and the same shall strictly follow. For this purpose, offices hosting OJT shall provide ample facility to ensure health and safety of the interns. A limited number of personnel in the workplace at any one time shall be observed to allow for employees to easily maintain at least 6-foot distance from one another at all practicable times. For the administration of laboratory courses, first, students and faculty should have reliable internet to access and utilize online resource materials, such softwares that are available using cloud computing technologies. In case of unavailability of internet access at home, faculty members and students may use university campus internet facility subject to all health and safety protocols and directives. For courses that would require actual hands-on with real machines, the colleges shall consider strategic scheduling during laboratory hours to accept limited number of students at a time so as to observe social physical distancing and opening up the facilities even outside the laboratory classes, outside the laboratory hours to accommodate all students. Colleges shall schedule laboratory classes to accommodate a number of students to perform activities with actual physical distance of at least 6 feet from each other, but not more than 20 persons in a classroom-sized laboratory room at one time. All students entering the campus for laboratory activities shall observe or submit for the health and safety protocols such as temperature check at the campus entrance, hand washing and physical distancing, sanitation and or disinfection of laboratory workstations, tools, equipments, and furnishings shall be done at the end of every session or as frequent as necessary. Appropriate laboratory PPEs shall be required. Sharing of laboratory PPEs shall not be allowed. In addition to the required laboratory PPE, face masks and face shields must be worn at all times in the laboratory. No person shall be allowed access to the laboratory without said pieces of equipment. All persons using the laboratories must bring and use alcohol-based sanitizers to disinfect hands unless bringing of such sanitizers is hazardous in specific laboratories, or alternatively, frequent hand washing shall be required. Laboratory supervisors, teachers, and technicians shall have the responsibility to ensure these protocols are observed. They shall have the authority to exclude students who do not observe these protocols from the laboratory activities. Notices of laboratory safety and health protocols shall be posted in the laboratory entrance. Flexible teaching and learning plans shall provide reduced number of laboratory activities without sacrificing the learning outcomes. This should be reflected in the syllabus of the course. Lectures and instructions of 4 laboratory activities such as welding, wiring, and etc. may be pre-recorded so as to minimize face-to-face contact while not sacrificing the quality of the teaching and learning experience. The length of training video must be within 6 minutes to maintain engagement of student and to minimize student bandwidth. Instructions to view the pre-recorded lectures and instructions shall be posted in the Google Classroom for the subject. Available videos and interactive simulations in delivering the courses for laboratories shall be utilized. These materials shall be carefully selected to make sure that they contribute to the learning of the students. Proper assessment of learning must be done. The concerned instructor may use demonstration video. He may set up and recorded his demonstration and capture the conduct of experiments and share it via Google Classroom for students to view anytime asynchronously. Instructors may also schedule specific time to conduct the experiment and allow students to view the same real time or synchronously. In the latter case, the same shall be recorded and made available in the Google Classroom for students to access and view anytime. The concerned instructor may explore YouTube videos about different laboratory experiments and may use hypothetical device and hypothetical data in lieu of actual experiment so as to avoid face-to-face interaction. Hypothetical means it is based on possible ideas or situations rather actual ones, such as dynamometer test, Prony brake test, and others. The use of online interactive simulation. Physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and earth science laboratory instructors shall explore and use PET online interactive simulation. Engineering and science course instructors should explore virtual labs by Merlot or multimedia educational resource for learning and online teaching and adopt virtual labs to engage students in learning through active participation rather than passive observation. All concerned faculty members must explore and properly use a collection of free, downloadable, interactive computer models of common analytical instruments and techniques. All virtual laboratories should be properly linked to Google Classroom as part of classroom management, especially in creating materials and assignments. For the use of softwares and virtual instruments for engineering courses, in the conduct of surveying courses, concerned instructors shall explore and use Copan Lite surveying software, a functional downloadable geomatics engineering tool for computing and managing plane and land survey coordinates. Concerned course instructors may also consider SIMU survey, a virtual surveying instrument for visualizing and simulating surveying scenarios in a computer-generated virtual environment. Instructors may also explore and use electrical transient analysis program to expose students in a real power system analysis. In circuits and electronics courses, the instructors shall explore and use LT-SPICE and MATLAB. Instructors may consider the use of LabVIEW for virtual instrumentation. LabVIEW offers powerful features that make it easy to connect to a wide variety of hardware and other software. For administration of courses that require skills development, in Farm Laboratory, The College of Agriculture and Forestry shall utilize the Lagad Larin Farm for the laboratory works of students who are resident of Lubo or who are residing in the vicinity of Lubo and have means of convenient transportation to go to and from the farm. Other students who are not residents of Lubo or not residing in its vicinity or do not have convenient means of transportation to go to and from the farm shall be given other tasks such as backyard gardening or container gardening and other laboratory activities that can be performed at home in order to facilitate their laboratory works. Monitoring and evaluation tools shall be crafted to evaluate the progress of the students. Provision for social distancing shall always be observed in all activities that requires the presence of the students. For physical education classes, all physical education courses shall be taught in a videotape presentation, especially those that require skills among students in dancing and gymnastics. Instructors shall experience creativity and resourcefulness in utilizing ready-made online resources, such as video uploaded in YouTube, which foster real-life skills demonstration. In the student's final performance, the student shall be required to execute the skills identified in the course through a video presentation with appropriate PE costume and dynamics. Feedback shall be provided by the concerned PE instructor. All student activities must be consistent with what the written activity assignments in the Google Classroom. For the related learning experiences of student teachers shall pursue online mode of internship and shall deploy to teach through virtual and or online platform in the integrated school. A college initiated orientation shall be conducted. After the orientation, each enrolled student shall be responsible to comply with the student's teaching requirements that include a narrative report, journal, student teachers feedback form, appraisal report, learning plans, and learning tasks in compliance with IS format and standard. A student teacher shall be assigned to an IS cooperating teacher who will provide hands-on training on academic and technical skills required of a student teacher. Online communication and coaching between the cooperating teacher and student teacher is enjoined. When instruction shall be done online through Google Meet, student teacher shall be given the activity online and allowed access to and perform his duty as a student teacher. The college shall schedule each activity or each student teacher to conduct his or her final demonstration, which shall be done using online platform. The supervisor in charge, cooperating teacher, and some invited faculty will serve as critics to evaluate the students' performance. For clinical learning laboratory, learning faculty shall find teaching strategies that develop students' technical skills within the clinical learning laboratory. The college shall consider to utilize skill-specific video placed online to allow students to learn these skills at the same level in comparison to traditional teaching methods. If the situation will permit, the college may consider 50% of the RLERs on alternative learning activities, which will appropriately ensure the attainment of the learning outcomes. And the other 50% of the RLERs may be scheduled in the nursing laboratory when the safety of the students and faculty are adequately considered. The return demonstration should be done through appointment basis. The college may apply the methodological clinical review form of institutional clinical case study method format, which use alternative case or situations for student to work on using template instead of deriving from actual patient care. For hospitality management laboratory, TLE instructors shall provide online lecture and videos integrating actual demonstration following the steps and procedures in cooking, baking, sewing, and drafting, and other similar skills. The concerned instructor may use demonstration video in a similar manner mentioned in section 12.7. Assessment of learning outcomes shall be through demonstration. Before the end of the semester, a student shall create a video presentations documenting performance tasks on their proper attire and using materials needed. Students shall perform the tasks to demonstrate the skills emphasized in the course. If the situation will permit and assessment of skills is needed, the concerned course instructor shall schedule the same in accordance with the health and safety protocols mentioned above. Health protocols while performing hands-on laboratory class shall be strictly implemented in the manner mentioned in section 12. In the intellectual property rights on the use of download materials, first, academic integrity must be observed at all times in using downloadable materials in the development of module and other teaching materials. Fair use shall be observed in accordance with the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines and its IRR. Colleges must ensure the faculty members have checked and properly cited all the sources of content of the materials prepared and that the attribution and acknowledgement of third-party materials are up to date. This should be monitored by the concerned department chair. When using or reposting MIT open courseware materials, the faculty members concerned must give proper attribution to the original MIT faculty authors. Faculty shall utilize the following citation format. So when using the materials on and from the website, the faculty members must include a copy of the MIT OpenCourseWare Creative Commons license or a clear and reasonable link to its URL with every copy of the MIT materials or derivative work created from it. All other sites may require to visit Creative Commons attribution, non-commercial share alike, which given the link in the IRR. In other sites that did not require Creative Commons license, all downloadable materials, when included in the module, should be properly cited in accordance with APA, MLA, AMA, Chicago style, or Harvard referencing style, whichever is applicable. For monitoring and evaluation of the IRR, the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Office of the Student Affairs and Services, concerned college deans and department chairs shall monitor and gather feedback on the implementation of these guidelines from the students, faculty, and other stakeholders. The result of the monitoring and evaluation shall be used to further enhance the effectiveness of this IRR. The Office of the Student Affairs and Services shall develop guidelines that focuses on approaches on how to deliver SAS using flexible modes in order to support all types of students to adjust to flexible learning with the mission of ensuring no student is left behind during this pandemic. The Office of Student Affairs and Services shall institutionalize a mechanism to closely monitor the academic performance, mental health, and psychosocial well-being of students during the implementation of flexible learning. The monitoring mechanism shall be included in the flexible learning primer that shall be developed and published for dissemination to students and faculty. The Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs shall ensure compliance of all concerned to the implementation of this IRR. And I think that's the essential parts of the implementing rules and regulation in the conduct of the flexible learning system of our university.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Daryl Magpantay, for that very exhaustive presentation. I hope that our students who are listening in this session were given enlightenment on how shall we conduct our teaching and learning inside our uh, Google Classroom or even outside the Google Classroom. Because as I have mentioned, we are preparing the university not only for online. Based on our survey, around or less than 4% of our students don't have connectivity with the internet at all. No, more than 96% of our students are having internet connectivity. No, they have connection to the internet. Now we are responsible for those who don't have connection to the internet, and the university is still open. We have produced or we have developed even modules which our students can print. No, even our computer laboratories are open. Just inform the university when you will be coming so that our lab assistants, our respective department chairpersons, respective college deans will be able to prepare all these facilities for you. Our libraries are still open for those who would like to access our library. But at the moment, the university is well preparing for the online services. The university website is being developed fully so that these services can be availed by our students. Now, for those who have challenged even, no, they can be facilitated in our libraries, and our librarians will be able to observe. And you are also expected to observe our health protocol strictly. Now, since May, as I've mentioned, the university was able to create this platform where these learning materials can be made available for our students. The Center for Transformative Learning already have developed and populated this website by a lot of learning materials where our students can access. So I would like to invite the Vice President for Research and Development to navigate us through these learning materials available in our website, in the e-learning website of Batangas State University.
Thank you, President. Okay, to access the our website, so punta lang po tayo sa batstateu.edu.ph. So under batstateu.edu.ph, you'll see menus here. So punta tayo sa e-learning and then go to Center for Transformative Learning. So this is the homepage of the website. So the first part discusses the functions of the center, but I'll be discussing to you two important menus of online resources that you can access. First one, we have our eTuro. This basically is a collection of videos and online materials on how to master online tools for effective teaching. So this is not only applicable for faculty members, but also to our students. So you'll have here introductory videos on how to use these ICT or online tools that we are using, like for example, GSuite, Google Classroom, Google Meet, and the likes. Okay, so we'll be populating this page with a couple of selected videos from YouTube. Also, we have what we call the Learning Resources link. It's a collection of very usable websites that your students would be able to access, as well as our faculty members. For example, this OpenStax CNX is a good collection of ebooks that you can download, that you can have access to, from pre-algebra even to college courses and topics. We also have here some important tools like Nano PDF, a collection also of some useful or specific lectures that you can browse and you can have access on. Likewise, we also have here MIT OpenCourseware. no? Which is basically a collection also of very good learning materials from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So again, all you have to do is browse our website. It's central.batstateu.edu.ph and explore these online resources made available for you by BatStateU CenTraL. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Albert, for that short navigation. I hope that our students can continue navigating what's inside, not only navigating, but learning from these very rich online resources that our staff were able to produce or to gather since May, for this purpose. So on that note, of course, I know that we have a big task ahead of us. That is webinar on Google Suite applications. As you may know, we train the CenTraL, the Center for Transformative Learning, Batangas State University, train our teachers. We have batches of training for our teachers. I think we had 4 or 5 batches, no? And there are different, of course, some are past learners, no? We have specific training for seniors, for those who are more than 50 years old. So we had a training for them. I think for younger faculty, we had 1 day training, but for senior ones, we dedicated 2 days of training. But for you, I know that you are past learners, our dear students. So we compressed the training for, I think, half day, no? Parang mas maikli na sa half day, no? But I know you're past learners, no? You're even faster than your professor. We expect that you are adapting quite faster than your teachers. Let's prove, no? I told the BP, the head of this training development of CenTraL, that after this maybe we can have trainers training. We will get, let's say, the list from Sir Daryl, those who might have the capability to train further our other students, to have training for them, so that our student trainers will further train our students. Imagine there are around 40,000 of you, my dear students. So let us teach each other. No? That's what we are doing now at Batangas State University. We are teaching each other. Actually, the CenTraL team is basically or mainly composed of our faculty members from Electronics Engineering Department of Batangas State University. They started this in their department last May, no, as we continue our second semester. I just requested them to share that in the entire university, not only in the College of Engineering, but in the entire university. That's what we are now doing. And, as I have mentioned, we are being considered and highly regarded by other higher education institutions in the country. We were enjoined by the Commission on Higher Education to train other schools, no, in the region, and we are set to have a training for other faculty members in other universities in the entire country. But I asked our CenTraL team to have first, of course, our faculty and students. I would love to see that our teachers and faculty and students are well prepared, no, before we can do this for others. But of course, we need to share, no, because this is a whole of the nation approach. We need to heal as one, no, as we learn as one. That's our appeal to our students. You should also do your share. Be responsible for your learning. This is not just a burden of Batangas State University management, not only the burden of your teachers, but this is our shared burden. This should be our shared responsibility. So to our parents, rest assured that the university will be adapted to the needs of our students in the midst of this global challenge. This is our commitment to you, our dear parents. So sa inyo pong lahat, I hope that our students will be equally responsible. No, let's do our part. Let's do our share. So I hope that all of us will be able to face this challenge, no, with courage, with hope, and with enthusiasm, no, that still many great things will be or are in store at Batangas State University. Many great things are here, and you will get it all from Batangas State University. We need to secure our future from Batangas State University as you entrusted, no, Batangas State University to be with you in this journey. So on that note, I would like to thank all of you, our dear students, our office of the University Student Council, and of course to the entire training staff of the CenTraL. To all of you, our dear students, our parents, maraming salamat po, and I hope that you will always keep safe and always be reminded of the things that we need to consider. First and foremost, our health. No? Be safe always. Thank you very much, and mabuhay tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang Batangas State University.
Thank you very much, President Tirso. So at this point, allow me to introduce the BatStateU CenTraL and the members of the training team. So the BatStateU CenTraL directly reports to the Office of the University President and is currently headed by the Center Head, who is the VP for Academic Affairs, Professor Rogelio Antinor. Under him are 3 assistant heads, the assistant heads for capacity building and training, ICT technical support, and content development and evaluation. So a pool of volunteers was created which comprises a training team for BatStateU CenTraL. Today, we have with us our training facilitators who are acting as panelists in this Zoom session. As I call your name, please do a virtual wave. We have the Department Chairperson of the ICE Mexi Department, Engineer Divina Gracia Ronquillo. From Divine, are you here? We also have the Chairperson of the Computer Science Program, Mr. John Richard Esquera, or Jigs. And our certified Google educator, Janice Peralta. Yours truly is also part of the training team, and I will take over the first part, which is how to use or how to sign in using your GSuite. Ready na ba kayo? Okay. So I guess you're all ready. We are live po sa BatStateU SC, the Facebook, and also being shared at BatStateU Official. Okay, so first and foremost, let me share to you my screen on how you can access your GSuite account. Okay. So all students of the university already have their GSuite accounts. If you are old students of the university, you are given your GSuite account with the format, your first name, your last name, @g.batstate-u.edu.ph. For new students or for those who are freshmen, your default username is your SR code @g.batstate-u.edu.ph. So using our website, batstate-u.edu.ph, you can access the credentials for signing in our GSuite account using the student portal. So using batstate-u.edu.ph, punta lang po tayo sa services and applications, and then we go to student portal. So when we are now in the student portal, you should log in using your credentials. So a guide here is also shown on how you can log in using your credentials. And from there po, makikita nyo na po ang paraan or ways kung paano kayo makapag-access or para makakuha kayo ng username and password ng inyong GSuite accounts. Okay po? Okay. So now, turuan ko naman po kayo kung paano po tayo mag-login using our GSuite account. So una, go to gmail.com. Okay, I'll share again my screen. Using your browser, any browser, preferably Google Chrome, go to gmail.com and sign in using your GSuite account na nakuha natin sa ating student portal. So in this case, I'm going to use this student account. So kung ang pangalan ko halimbawa is Juan de la Cruz, my default username is my first name, so that's Juan, my last name, which is de la Cruz, @g.batstate-u.edu.ph. Then click yung susunod, and then you'll be asked of your password. Everybody knows kung ano yung kanilang password kasi makikita po yan sa inyo pong student portal. Okay. Ayan. Ayan. So yan po. Should be immediately asked po to create po a new password for your ano. So you have to change that password. Ano po? Ayan. Yan. So kung successful na po kayo, now you will have access to your GSuite account. Ano po? So yan, successful na ako nakapag-login. You would know that you are using your GSuite account kapag may nakikita kayo na logo ng university dito sa bandang kanan. You might be wondering or asking, what's the difference between a GSuite account and an ordinary Gmail account? Ang ordinary Gmail account po will give you only a maximum of 15 gig of storage capacity. That's for the email as well as for the Google Drive. Yung Google Drive na yun po yung gagamitin din natin all throughout your ordinary Gmail or Google subscription. But if you're going to use your GSuite account, as you can see dito sa manage na portion, this g.batstateu.edu.ph can use unlimited storage. So definitely, mas malaki pong storage ang pinuprovide ni GSuite account po natin. Okay? So yan. So again, this is our GSuite account. If you would go to the upper portion, you would notice that yung extension ko ngayon, nagkakaroon na siya ng @g.batstateu.edu.ph kumpara dun sa ordinary account natin na @gmail.com. So it's very important that you save the credentials, your username and password, simply because later sa ating discussion and even all throughout the semester, for you to access all the resources that we have under the Google Classroom, kailangan po ang gamitin natin is yung ating GSuite account. So you know naman po ang paggamit itong ating email, ano po, because I know that you have your existing email with you. And now, to continue our discussion with the use of Google Classroom, I will now be turning you over to our main facilitator for this afternoon. So our main facilitator po this afternoon is a certified Google Scholar and a Google Educator, and a faculty member of the ECE ICMX department. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Engineer Janice Peralta. Ma'am Janice.
Thank you, sir. So I will be sharing my screen. Thank you po. Share ko po yung screen ko. So I am tasked to discuss all about Google Classroom. So for Google Classroom, there are two ways to access Google Classroom. So the first one is I will be using hindi masyadong technical terms para mas madali nating matandaan yung ibang icon dito sa ating Google. So for this one, this is the Google Apps, but I will be calling this as Candy Box. So we're going to click the Candy Box, then scroll down and look for Classroom. So that is the first way to access our Google Classroom. Then another way is in our address box or in our Omni box, we are going to type classroom.google.com. So yun po yung two ways para natin ma-access yung ating Google Classroom. The next one is you can also access your Google Classroom using your phone by downloading the mobile app. So it is available for iOS and Android phones. Next is we have the environment of our Google Classroom. So this is our Google Classroom. Again, we have the profile or our account. Then yung candy box natin. Ito yung lahat ng apps natin, Google Apps. Then we have the plus sign button or the join class if we want to join a class. And we have this main menu or itong tatlong horizontal lines na to, we will call it as hamburger menu. So we have the candy box and the hamburger menu. So for the hamburger menu, so we have the classes. So once we click the classes, ito po yung makikita natin. By default, lahat ng classrooms or lahat ng class cards na naka-enroll tayo. Then another is the calendar. So this calendar will give us an overview of our upcoming or our activities. Some of our activities for the whole classes, or we can choose kung saang subject tayo magtitingin ng mga activities. Since ito is bagong start pa lang ng semester, wala pang inilalagay ng mga activities yung teacher natin. Then the next one, again to the hamburger menu, is the to-do. So to-do, we have 3 tabs, the assigned, missing, and done. So ito yung mga works na naka-assign sa atin or yung gagawin pa lang natin. While yung missing, this include works na may deadline and hindi pa natin nagagawa. So we always check our to-do list para ma-check natin kung meron ba tayong mga missing works or meron tayong nakaligtaang gawin. Done is all completed works, yung mga na-submit natin or na-turn nila natin. Next to our hamburger menu are the classes. So these are the classes. So it includes the class name, may include also the schedule, depende sa instructor kung anong inilagay niyang details, and also the section. Sa baba pa is we have the archive classes. So si teacher lang po ang pwedeng mag-archive. For example, tapos na yung SEM na yon, in-archive ni teacher, dito natin makikita yung mga subjects ng previous semester. Another is we have the settings. So under the settings menu, we can turn off or on our notification. But as a student, it is recommended that you turn on your notification para pag may pinost si teacher or may pinost ng mga homeworks, mano-notify kayo sa inyong devices. So again, we go to our classes. So these are our class cards. So dito meron ulit to do and calendar. So ito yung in-update ni Google Classroom kasi before nandito lang si to do at si calendar. So para madaling maalala ng estudyante yung mga task nila, naglagay din sila dito ng icon for the to do and also for our calendar. So there are 3 ways to join a class. The first one is if you are invited. If you are invited in a class, then may lalabas na class card sa inyong classroom. And meron siyang join button. So you can click the join button if you want to join the class. So invitation is si instructor mismo ang nag-invite sa inyo. So you can also check your email for the invitation link. So if I'm sure that I am enrolled in this class, since in-invite ako ni teacher, I can join this class. So click lang natin yung join. The next one is if we are given class code. So let's say, for example, I am given a class code, this one. So for those na nanonood natin, pwede po kayong mag-join dito sa classroom na to. So this is the code, but only GSuite account can join the classroom. So you can enter this code, dito po natin siya enter. So again, to our classroom, click the plus sign, then we are going to enter our class code. So for example, I'm going to join one class. So the class is 5. So ito yung class code. So again, double check your account if it is a GSuite account. Kung hindi, then switch account and choose your GSuite account. So remember that GSuite account is, yung end niya is at G, then the university domain or BatStateU.edu.ph. So once na may code ka na, then you can click the join na dito sa upper right. So that is another way for joining a class. So si class code, pwede nyong mahingi sa inyong instructor or sila yung department ang mag-post ng class codes. Another is by link. So pag binigyan kayo ng invitation link ng teacher, ito yung mangyayari sa inyo or ito yung makikita nyong screen or makikita nyong view pag binigyan kayo ng invite link. So again, what you are going to do is double check your account if it is a GSuite account. If not, then please choose another account. So since I've already checked that this is my GSuite account, then I can click join class. So once I click join class, automatic, I will be redirected to the Google Classroom class stream. So ito yung ating stream. So let's go to again, you can join this class if you want. Yan. So may nag-join na. So I will just, this one. So this one is, ito yung student view. We have the stream, classwork, and people. So for the stream, this acts like a news feed. So we have the banner or the header. So the course name. Then we also have the Meet link. So si Meet link, kung naka-enable siya, in-enable siya ng inyong teacher, then you can just click the link, this link, and automatic is mapapapunta ka na sa classroom meeting link. So again, this acts like a news feed ng ating classroom. So we can share share comments, or the teacher can post announcement in this tab or in stream. So same thing, ito din yung nakikita sa mobile phone. Another, on the left side is you can see the upcoming. So ito yung mga works that have due date. So if you are going to check or to click view all, so i-redirect ka niya sa lahat ng activities nyo for that specific course. So yun is para lang dun sa subject na yon. So for example, assigned. So these are the assigned activities. Then returned. So wala pang return kasi wala pang na-checkan si teacher. Missing, wala din akong missing kasi all my assigned tasks are, ang latest niya is mamaya ang due date. So kung hindi ko masasagutin itong due date ng 5 p.m., then mapapapunta siya sa aking missing. So I'll go back to your classroom, just click this class name. The next to our stream is the classwork. So si classwork, this would contain all your topics, materials, dito lahat ipopost ni teacher. So for this one, I posted at the first topic, the BatStateU. So this is the opening from video posted in YouTube by our Batangas State University. So if you're going to click, you will be able to watch the linked video. So pwede nyo siyang panoorin. Another is back to classwork. So pag etong icon na to ang nakita nyo, ibig sabihin, it is a posted material. So wala kayong kailangan isubmit or wala kayong kailangan sagutan. Pero possible merong ipababasa or ipapapanood ang inyong teacher pag nakita nyo yung icon na yan. So that is the material icon. So next one is the activities. So we have two other types of icon. This one is the question. So pag click si question, so you can view question. This one, view question. And as you can see, I have 3 text field. One is the class comments. So pag si class comments kayo naglagay, buong klase nyo makikita yung comment. But that is not counted as your answer since your answer should be typed here. So may nakalagay your answer, type your answer here. So again, write your course and campus. Let's say I am BS ECE Main 2. main 2. So once I click turn in, so before I click turn in, meron pa ditong isang text field which is the private comment. So private comment is if you want to message your instructor. So dito ang makakabasa lang ng private comment nyo is yung inyong instructor. Sa class comments, buong klase na enrolled doon sa classroom na yon, mababasa yon. Private comment si teacher lang. So again, I have my answer at this portion. Then, always click turn in if you're done. So wag pong kakalimutang mag-turn in. So I will click turn in. Then, may prompt lang siya na you won't be able to make changes, turn in or submit. Depende sa language na naka-assign sa inyong Google or yung default, some would be hand in or turn in or mark as done. So since I've already turned in my answer, I can already see my classmates' answer. So check natin. So madami na ang nagsagot. So yan, madami na ang nagsagot sa ating question. So again, that is for the icon question. So as you can see, pag na-open ko na siya, and na-open ko na, nagre-gray na siya yung icon ko. So I can proceed to the next question. This time, it is a poll lang naman. So multiple choice. Yung kanina is short answer yung ating sagot, but this one, short poll or multiple question or multiple choice. So again, I'll just have to click one answer. I am from main 2. Then again, don't forget to turn in your answer. Click turn in, and yan. So I can already, yan. So wala pang result yung poll. Ito, yan. So makikita ko yung result ng poll. So based on the poll, we have 5 students from BatStateU, main 1. Then from main 2, 11. We have from Malbar campus, So from Lipa campus, 3. Then Malbar is 3. And we have 3 students from our Nasugbu campus. So madami na yung sa main 2, 70 na sila. Hindi nagpatalo ang main 1. So next one, so that is for the question. So balik lang ulit ako sa classwork. So always check your classworks kasi si classwork nandiyan lahat ng task na ipapagawa sa inyo ni teacher. The next one is the assignment. So this icon, yung parang clipboard, that is the assignment. So once I click the assignment, so for this one, view assignment, and yan. So you will be prompt to turn it in. So ito yung link doon sa docs na kailangan kong sagutan. So I have to click the attachment. Then share your experience. So this setting is naka-individual. So iba't ibang file yung ma-open natin. Bawat estudyante may kanya-kanyang file. So just hello. This is just a sample. Then you have 2 ways of turn in your document. One is in this Google Docs, you can turn in. The other one is balik kayo sa classroom. For example, pinagsasubmit kayo ng video for your PE class. So you can click the plus, add or create. Then, file kung galing sa device nyo. Or Google Drive kung nasa drive nyo na yung inyong file. So, then click turn in. So, ito yung importante, wag laging kalilimutan na mag-turn in. So, just submit the assignment. So, balik ulit ako sa classwork. Kung mapapansin nyo dito sa classwork, may iba pang icon. Si view your work. Pag clinic ko si view your work, so ito yung para din siyang to do. Maklik-click ko si assigned. So si assigned, 2 na lang yung naka-assign sa akin. Then returned, wala pang nare-return and wala akong missing. So, back to classwork, we also have the Meet icon. So, same lang din siya dito sa stream. Ito lang yung icon lang yung nasa Meet niya. So, pag sinabi ni teacher, we are going to have our online class in Google Meet in our classroom, then we just have to click the Meet link. Then, we have the Google Calendar. So, it will open new tab. Then, ipakikita yung lahat ng schedule nyo. So, anong pagkakaiba ng Google Calendar and this calendar? Ito. So, itong calendar na to is for your classroom. So, lahat ng ilalagay niya lang dito is all about your classroom. So, iba't ibang subjects, iba't ibang kulay. For your Google Calendar, it is all, pwedeng yung personal calendar mo, pwedeng yung birthdays, reminder, tasks. So, lahat ng schedule mo na naka-calendar is makikita nyo sa Google Calendar. Next. So, next one, I'll just go back to BatStateU classwork. So, si Google Drive naman, so, you might wonder saan napapapunta lahat ng sinasubmit and ginagawa ko in a Google Classroom. So, si Class Drive folder, dito masasave lahat ng files ninyo. So, kanina nagsagot ako nung Google Docs, eto na siya. So, eto na yung Google Docs na sinagutan ko kanina. So, meron siyang nakalagay kung anong time at sinong owner. Yung owner niyan, syempre yung teacher ninyo. Next is quiz. So, this is, we also conduct quiz or exam in our Google Classroom. So, this assignment icon, just click this one, and for the quiz, ang ginagamit ng faculty natin is the Google Forms. So, for Google Forms, again, you are required to use your GSuite account. Your personal Gmail or personal email accounts, hindi nyo po ma-open yung ating forms kasi it is intended for or it is only for within the domain. So, lahat na may GSuite account, sila lang yung makaka-open. So, let's say I'm going to open this one. So, it automatically collects my email ad. So, pag naka-Gmail kayo, sasabihin yan, request or you are not allowed. Then, I'll just fill up the forms. And next, and may question ng pupuntahan yan. Let's have an example. So, my name is Janice. So, your program is BSECE. Example lang po, kaya hindi ko na binuo yung pangalan ko. Then, my year level, let's say I'm a 5th year. Campus is from Main 2. Then, I can click Next. Then, I can start answering the questions. So, 3 questions lang po yan. So, balik ako kay classwork. So, that is for then once you submit, so sagutan ko lang ito para your answer. Tirso A, Ronquillo. Baka yung iba, hindi pa kilalang ating president, ha? Then, click submit. So, once na-submit, so I can open the assignment or view score. So, pag click ko yung open assignment, kung mapapansin nyo, wala na yung turn in and submit na lang. Kasi, nag-submit na tayo dito sa ating Google Forms. So, automatic, it will be turned in your Google Classroom. So, mapapansin nyo may unsubmit button. If you're going to ask, pwede po ba ako mag-unsubmit? Yes, but for Google Forms, it is limited to 1 response only. So, kahit i-unsubmit ko siya, hindi ko na ulit ma-open yung form. For example, unsubmit. Then, inopen ko ulit yung form. So, hindi na ako pwedeng mag-sagot kasi limit to 1 response lang yung form. But for example, you're going to submit video or Google Docs, then you can unsubmit then resubmit your paper. Since I'm already done with this form, I can mark as done. Kasi nasagutan ko na yung aking Google quiz. Next one is the upload. So si upload, some of our activities would require us to upload something. So hindi naman lahat may attachment tayong makikita dito na pasasagutan ni teacher. For some, we will be required to submit or upload a document. For example, nag-solve ka sa math, then pina-upload yung handwritten solution mo. So just save your solution. It may be in PDF or in image file. Save it in your device or in your drive. Then click add or create. Then just go to if it is in your drive, then Google Drive. So by the way, it is mas maganda na yung inyong file is nasa Google Drive nyo para anytime pwede nyong i-access. So for example, I'll be submitting this one. So I'm just going to click the file that I'm going to submit. Then click insert. Yan. So your file will be attached. Then you can already turn in. Let's say may another file pa ako. This time, galing naman sa aking PC. So to have file or to access file in your PC, just click the file or yung clip icon. Then choose upload. So there are two ways of uploading file in Google. One is the browse. The other one is drag and drop. So si drag and drop, for example, meron akong file sa laptop ko, i-click ko lang yung folder, yung file na nasa laptop, then i-drag ko and drop in this portion. So drop and mag-upload na siya. Or another way is browse. So again, file, then upload, then click the browse button. Browse. Then, hanapin ko na lang kung saan ko sinave yung file. So, si BSU Tower. Yan. So, I have 3 attachments in this specific assignment. So, hindi makikita ng mga klase nyo yung files na sinasubmit ninyo. Si teacher lang yung makakakita ng mga sinasubmit nyo unless that is a collaborative work. So later, I think mapapasadahan ng konti yung sharing for the Google Sheets and Google Docs. So again, I'm ready with my files. I can turn in and click turn in. So laging pinapaalala ni Google na wag ito turn in nyo yung inyong ginagawa. So again, that would be unsubmit. So, kung babalik ako sa aking classwork, yan. So, lahat sila is naka-grade na, gray icon na, kasi lahat na open ko na. If I'm going, pupunta ako sa aking to-do. So, dito, to-do, yan. So, wala na akong assigned work, but under the done tab, meron akong 5 task na nagawa na. So, sasabihin niya, it is done early. Kasi, ang due date pa niya is next week or sa 27-28. So, maaga kong natapos yung aking mga classwork. Next. Next is, so, BatStateU again, is people. So, you can check yung under the people tab, who is your teacher. For this class, I am the teacher. Ako yung nag-create ng class. I am Jenny Spiralta. And we have the envelope icon. So, si envelope icon, if you want to send an email to your teacher or to your classmates. So, currently, we have 254 students in this class. So, pwede pa pong mag-join hanggang 1,000 ang kaya ni classroom. Then, if you want to email a certain classmate, let's say I want to email Joanne Christine Marie. So I'll just have to click the envelope and mariredirect na ako sa aking Gmail. And nakalagay na rin yung, tanggalin ko na yung ano niya. Nakalagay na rin yung kanyang email ad. So tinanggal ko lang po yung email ad niya. Then I can start sending email to that person. So for example, may group activity kayo, pwedeng dito nyo email yung mga classmates nyo. Kasi mahirap, bawal kasi ang magkita-kita or magkaroon ng meetings. So sa virtual na lang yung meetings nyo. Next. But what if ma'am, so ang dami na nag-shout out. So that is for our classes. What if ma'am, mali po ako nang na-enroll, hindi po pala yun ang klase ko. So you can unenroll yourself, or you can request your teacher to remove you from the class. So for example, hindi pala ako dapat mag-enroll sa Intro to Eng. So this is Intro to Eng, Eng 401. Hindi pala ako dapat mag-enroll. So I have to do is go to yung fishball. So kanina may candy box, may hamburger, then we have the fishball. Hindi po siya yung technical terms doon para lang madali nating maalala. So I'll have to click the fishball, then unenroll. Yan. Just be sure na hindi talaga kayo kasali doon sa class na yan before kayo mag-unenroll. Kasi baka hindi na kayo makabalik sa klase. So what if I want to, gusto ko namang baguhin gusto ko ang pinakaunang subject ko yung paborito ko. Ang nasa dulo is, or by schedule. Ito every Monday. Nasaan si Monday? Let's say si ASEAN Lit ang every Monday ko. So siyang ilalagay ko sa pinakaunahan. So it is just drag and drop din. So you have to click, then drag the class cards kung saan nyo siya gustong ilagay, then drop. For this example, uunahin ko yung subject ko. Yan. So, in our class card, so this is our class card. We have the class name, instructor name. So, ayan ang inyong instructor. Ito yung profile pic ng bawat instructors nyo. And we also have, again, your work. Meron na kayong to-do, calendar, meron pa rin kayo ditong work. So, pag inopen ulit natin itong work, these are the assigned tasks for that specific course or for that specific classroom. So, we are always reminded by Google na laging i-check kung ano yung mga dapat i-submit or yung mga assigned tasks sa atin. So, I think that would be all for Google Classroom. So, I'll stop sharing muna po. Yan. So, that would be all for Google Classroom. Sir Viton?
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Janice. Are there any questions sa ating mga panel? So you can actually post your questions sa Q&A. Ano? So do you have questions? We're actually answering some of your queries also. Okay. Okay. Can we answer this live? There is a question here from Mr. Ryan Sorobasquez. Good afternoon from Kabim SC. Could you enlighten us about the reasons why some students suddenly lost their access on their GSuite account? Is it possible to troubleshoot our GSuite account in our end if something unnecessary happened, like loss of access? So you can actually readily check if you do not have access to your GSuite accounts. That is, if you enter your username and your password hindi siya gumagana, then something might be wrong. So there is actually a specific time na if you're an old student, kayo po ay binigyan ng time para i-activate yung account. So kapag po nag-lapse na yung time na yun, kailangan pong i-reset po yun ng ating ICT. So for that reason, you'd have to contact the ICT office para ma-reset po ang inyong GSuite account. So the email of the ICT office is posted dun sa ating chat box. That's ict.office@g.batstateu.edu.ph. Okay. Yan. May isa pang question dito. Yeah. Any other questions? So there's a chat here. Okay, meron pa bang questions? I think we can now move on to another topic on how to use some GSuite applications. Okay, so like what I said, GSuite is a very powerful platform, in that you can make use of collaborative tools. So I'm showing again my student GSuite account, yung aking username na juan.dilacruz@g.batstateu.edu.ph. So I'll be sharing how we can make use of some GSuite applications na available. So kanina, binanggit ni Ma'am Janice yung ating Google Classroom. But within the GSuite applications, actually, there are a lot of tools na pwede nating magamit. So all we have to do is access again yung ating candy box menu. If you're going to click that, you will see a lot of tools na available na pwede natin magamit. Is my screen being shared? Shared ba yung screen ko? Tama, Jigs? Okay. Thank you. So yeah, so click natin yung candy box menu, and then pupunta tayo mismo sa iba pang mga GSuite applications. Halimbawa, punta tayo sa Drive, This is one popular application na pwede nating maggamit. It is actually a cloud-based storage device na ginawa ni Drive, ni Google, Ang tawag sa cloud-based storage device ni Google is Drive. So if you are familiar with other cloud storage devices, so si GSuite provides po cloud storage with a maximum of 15 gig na capacity. Kapag ordinary email. Siyempre, ini-extend natin yan since we are GSuite. Although tayo ay possible na limited, so syempre may limitations pa din. Hindi naman sinasabi na talaga limited ang ating storage. So we should be responsible also in ensuring that we do not exceed yung maximum or limit natin. So this is like a virtual folder na available via cloud. So in order to create, let's say, specific folders or collaborate with other students, I will be sharing you the steps kung paano gawin yon. So if you are to create a new folder, you can go to new and then create folder. Isipin nyo na lang, meron kayong isang storage device na available not physically on your computer but via cloud. So that is being provided by Google. So halimbawa, ang aking pangalan ng folder gawin kong webinar for students. Webinar for students, and then I'm going to click create, And then instantly yan, nag-create ako ng a folder na ang title ay Webinar for Students. So if you will double click, makikita nyo wala siyang kalaman-laman. Diba? Kasi hindi ko pa siya nalalaman. Fresh na fresh pa lang siya na ginawa. So ang gagawin ko ngayon is I'm going to upload specific files dito. So paano ko gagawin yon? Click on New and then File Upload. So File Upload dun sa aking file. So i-upload ko ito. Yung IRR or flexible learning, and then click open. Ayan. Ayan, kung napansin niyo, biglang may lumabas ngayon na PDF file. Ito yung in-upload ko kanina. Galing sa aking computer, papunta dun sa aking Google Drive. Okay. So this particular application offers collaboration. So ang gagawin ko ngayon, i-share ko itong specific folder na ito sa mga panelists na nasa loob ng ating Zoom, para matry ninyo kung paano kayo mag-add ng files dun sa isang specific folder. So what I'm going to do, ay i-share ko itong specific folder na ito. So paano pa mag-share ng specific folder or specific file? So ganito lang yan. So dun sa my drive ko, kasi akong gumawa ng specific na folder na ito, click ko lang ito, then right-click. And then I'm going to select Get Shareable Link. Ayan. Kasi yung link na yan, yung isi-share ko. Kumbaga, ikakopy ko, tapos ipe-paste ko sa mga gusto ko makakollaborate. Ano? Pero this time around, magkakaroon ako ng certain restriction. Ano? So only those na may BatStateU GSuite account ang pwedeng maka-access dito. You can opt to select yung anyone with a link. Pero since tayo ay gumagamit na ng GSuite na account, I'm going to restrict sa domain ng BatStateU. You can select edit. Ibig sabihin ng edit, you can organize the content of that folder. Ano? Be sure to copy that. Click done. No? So kinabi ko na yung link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually paste that sa ating chat box. No? So tingnan natin kung paano. Ayan. Si Sir Jigs, I think yan, post natin muna kay Sir Jigs yung ating link. And what I would like to do is actually maglagay kayo ng specific folder dun sa ating maglagay kayo ng specific file dun sa ating folder. Yan, Sir Jigs. Okay, so tingnan natin yung laman ng ating webinar for student folders. Tingnan natin kung yung mga panelists natin nakasama dito sa Zoom would be able to upload file. So paano ba mag-upload ng file? I-click nyo lang yung link na yan na sinend ni Sir Jigs doon sa ating chat box, no? And then you click new and then file upload. Mag-upload lang kayo ng isang file, Hindi naman kailangan malaki. Pero sana iba-ibang klase, yung picture, and then Word file, Excel file, kahit bakante or blanco. Ayan. Sige. Subukan natin kung may makakapasok agad-agad. So sa mga panelists natin na nasa loob, so we expect you to be trainers ng ating training for the other students. Kasi napakadami ng students natin ngayon. I think we have around 38,000 students. Ayan, okay. May nag-upload yung officers ng JPII. Salamat. Nag-upload si taga JPII ito ng logo nila, I think, or letterhead ng Junior Philippine Institute of Industrial Engineers. Okay. Isa lang ba nag-upload? Yan. Okay. Pinaka-logo nila, kumbaga. Yan. Galing kay Miss Elaine Monica Samson. Yan. Let's see yung iba pang mga grupo kung makakapag din sila, yung mga panelists natin. Of course, for you to experience this, make it talaga you have your laptops or computer with you. But this can also be experienced din kung meron tayong mga tablets or even cell phones. Hindi naman tayo restricted sa sa laptop lang or desktop. Ayan. So habang inaantay natin, malagyan pa ito ng ibang mga files. Okay. So ang gawin natin ay lagyan pa natin aralin pa natin yung ibang tools natin. So punta ulit tayo dito sa Google Applications and then explore natin itong Docs. Google Docs kung tawagin. Okay. So yung Google Docs actually is a word processing document na ino-offer din ni Google. Ang katapat nito ay yung Microsoft Office Word. So ito, available ito even if it's online and offline. Okay. So halimbawa, mag-create tayo gagamitin natin yung isang template na dito. Yung book report. Yung book report na template. So as you may see, ayan. So ito yung pinaka-template ng book report and then we can actually collaborate. By editing simultaneously itong book report na ito. So ang case study natin, halimbawa, meron tayong report na pinapagawa si professor, si sir, or saka si ma'am. Mag-share na lang tayo ng link nitong book report and then simultaneously pwede natin siyang i-edit. So ang gawin ko muna, i-move ko lang muna ito sa ating folder, yung webinar for students, and then click move. So kinik ko na siya doon sa folder natin. Kung makikita niyo yung ating Google Drive, Ayan, ang dami na laman. So may naglagay ako dyan, book report. So madami ng mga naglagay ulit dito ng mga report. So naglagay ako dito ng book report. So ang gawin ko, i-open nyo lang siya. I-open. No? And then you can now edit. Similarly, ang gagawin ko din, i-share ko ito sa ating mga participants, sa ating panelists. So again, I'm going to click file and then share. No? I'm going to copy again. I'm going to copy yung link natin. So with the same setting, may restriction sa BatStateU. Copy ko lang. Yan. And then click done. And then ipe-paste ko ulit dun sa ating chat box. So tulungan ulit tayo ni Sir Jigs para ma-share ulit sa ating chat box yung ating file. And then sabay-sabay, pwede natin siyang i-edit. Okay, can you help me guys edit it sa ating mga panelists? Can you help me edit this report? Kumbaga, sabay-sabay nating i-edit ito. Ayan. So that's Google Docs. Ayan, kita natin may pumasok na isa. Si Mark Aldrey Ablang. Sige, i-edit natin ito. So we have, you can add, you can add other pages. Ayan, mga student teachers natin ang mga So ako, as an owner of the document, kita ko na ini-edit ni Ryan Surabasquez yung ating file. Ayan. So sige, pwede kayong mag-insert ng photos. Insert kayo ng photos. So halimbawa, meron kayong isang thesis. Yung thesis nyo, di ba? Yung thesis nyo usually nahati sa 5 chapters. So before kayo mag-defense, syempre kailangan maayos yung paper natin. So you can assign, ikaw ang bahala sa chapter 4, ikaw ang bahala sa chapter 5. Kumbaga, yan. So you can do collaboration. And you can even track kung sino ba yung mga nagko-collaborate ngayon. So ngayon, ito yung mga nagko-collaborate sa atin. Si Ryan, si Ernest, si Mark Aldrey, saka si Ryan Dave. At isang anonymous. Okay. So yan. So that's Google Docs. So okay, sige, you can change and revise. Yung isa, SSC Balayan. So I think this webinar ay present lahat ng campuses natin. Hopefully, okay. So that's Google Docs. You can actually save this file, click on File, and then download as Microsoft Word. And automatic, magda-download yun sa inyong mga PC. Okay. So that's Google Docs. Ngayon, punta naman tayo sa isa pa. Let's say, kailangan tayo gumamit ng mga spreadsheets. So meron ding version na ganyan si Google Docs. Ang tawag niya ay Google Sheets. So this time around, gagamit ako ng isang blanco na Google Sheets. So katulad din dito ng mga Excel. Same functionality. You can do tables here, mga formulas. Pwede din kayo magpasok. So this time, maglalagay ako ng sort of a short survey natin. So I'm going to ask what is your name and then what is your campus. Tingnan natin kung alin ba yung mas pinakamadaming campus na attendees ngayon. Okay, so lagyan ko lang siya ng file name, test webinar. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move also this particular document dun sa ating webinar for students. Then move. Okay, so it's now available. Nasa ating nasa ating drive na. As you can see, ito yung test webinar. All you have to do is open that, and then try to answer this sort of a survey na ginawa ko using Google Sheet, Okay. Sige, ayan, kita ko sina Sir Daryl narito, sina Ernest, sina Maria Cristal. Sige, type nyo lang. Go ahead. So si Andy's, Ernest John, ayan, ako nagunahan sila sa sa number 3 na cell. Ayan, meron tayong taga BatStateU Balayan, yung iba kaya taga saan? Si Maria Cristal, saan campus kaya siya? So katulad ng paggamit natin sa Excel, it works perfectly the same. As parehas din lang siya. You can actually put in there also some formulas kung kinakailangan, and the likes. Oh, yan. Okay. May taga BatStateU, Pablo Bourbon Main 1. May taga Rosario Campus, si Claire. Ano? Okay. So, we invited actually 90 panelists dito sa loob ng Google Zoom because the limit is actually 100. No? But if you're going to make use of, some free video conferencing, sa the best dyan si Google Meet. I'll show that in a while. So that's Google Sheets. Maybe we can move on to isa pa. So tapos na tayo sa Docs, Sheets, punta tayo sa Slides. Ayan, okay. Sa Slides naman, so basically itong slides ay sort of PowerPoint. Ito yung counterpart ni Microsoft Office PowerPoint. So halimbawa, gagawa kayo ng report na naka-PowerPoint, o possibly gagawa kayo isang presentation sa isang report na ginapagawa ni teacher, pwedeng gamitin nyo din dito. No? Okay, so you can revise this. You can actually present using this. No? Yan. So pwede siyang kapalit ng Google Slides ay ni Microsoft Office sa PowerPoint. So again, I'm going to share this slide. So move ko lang ito. Okay, and then go to Webinar for Students, move and move. Okay. Ayan, so nandiyan na po sa ating Google Drive yung ating pong mga files. Sa mga nagtatanong po if this session is recorded, ito po ay recorded. It will be played po sa ating Facebook page. So, ang Facebook page po na nag-host po nito is yung BatStateU Student Council as well as yung ating BatStateU official. Okay. Ayan. So yan, nandyan yung mga natin, mga nag-e-edit. You can actually add the photos here, Can someone add photos, please, dito sa ating ito, so slide number 5. Can we change this photo? No? Pwede pong palitan natin ito. You can actually use this one. Insert and then image. You can upload from computer or search from web or use from your Google Drive. Sige, go ahead. Okay, thank you. Ayan, salamat. May nag-upload ng photo. Supreme Student Council Balayan. Okay. Itong isa. JPA-MA. Yan. Okay. So, iba-ibang organization. Okay. Ayan. So, that's Google Slides. Okay. So, moving on. Let's have naman Google Calendar. Okay. Of course, kanina binanggit na ni Ma'am Janice on how you can schedule your day-to-day activities or how to see what's existing in your calendar sa inyong Google Classroom. This application is outside Google Classroom. Outside Google Classroom, I'm making use of the actual Google Calendar. So this is essential, lalo sa kung kung mag-schedule kayo ng Google Meeting. No? Yung Google Meeting is a free video conferencing platform na pinuprovide ni Google. No? So para siyang Zoom din pero libre, no? Maximum of 250 participants. Okay? So ito kasing Zoom, libre lang siya for 45 minutes, for a maximum of 100 participants. Okay. So how to schedule? Let's say you want to schedule, kahit yung mga student leaders natin. Halimbawa si president ng ganitong organization, mag-i-schedule ng isang meeting. Let's say August 25, mag-i-schedule tayo ng meeting at 9 a.m. So make sure na, so ngayon nasa week view ako, gagawin ko siyang naka-day view. So this is the day view and this is the month view. Okay. So I'm going to use the day view natin. So nasa August 25, make sure na ako nasa August 25. Pipiliin ko yung 9 a.m. I-click ko lang yan. And then yan. Type nyo lang. Meeting with student organization. Yan. And then you can actually add guest kung alam niyo yung email niya. Actually, dito sa G Suite, medyo madaling malaman yung email ng mga tao. All you have to do is, kung alam mo yung first name, halimbawa, si Sir Daryl.Magpantay. So, alam ko yung email ni Sir Daryl is daryl.magpantay@g.batstateu.edu.ph. So, nakikita ko siya agad. No? Okay. So, you can put emails dyan ng inyong mga contacts na kasama sa meeting. You must press this if you want to activate the Google Meet function. No? And then, you can copy this link na and then paste it sa kung ano man yon. Halimbawa, a memo that you prepared or sa isang email or even sa Messenger, no? Or sa Viber, pwede nyo siyang i-save. Yan, save natin. Ayan. So kapag time na ng meeting nyo, all you have to do is click this join with Google Meet. Ano? So pag i-press ko yan, ayan, you'll now be starting your Google Meet. Okay. So yan. So i-close ko muna siya kasi ginagamit ko ngayon yung microphone at saka yung ano natin, yung video. Okay. So that's how you schedule a Google Meet using your Google Calendar. So kailangan mo siyang schedule using your Google Calendar. Okay. So I think those are some tools na sa tingin namin is kailangan ng mga estudyante. We also have Google Keep. Yung Google Keep natin is a post-it, virtual post-it. If you want to, let's say, be reminded of something, use Google Keep. Okay, halimbawa, you want to let's say, make a list of things to buy, no? Things to buy. You can use this, no? Yan, pwede ako maglagay dyan ng mga listings and the like. So, halimbawa, ball pens, notebooks. Yan. You can pin it, no? Or probably get, customize it, change yung color. Yan. Okay? Ayan. Diba? So kapag mapopopulate yan, iba-ibang kulay, you'll be reminded kung ano activity. You can actually be reminded kung kailan gagawin yan and even collaborate, no? Probably assign someone na kailangan kayong mag-collaborate or gagawin yan. So you can share that. And you can even add image. Okay? So guys, I think that's our lecture on Google Applications. So in case meron pa kayong questions and there is a question sa atin. Okay, I think yung iba mga nasagot na din. No? Yung mga questions nila. Okay. Yung ating mga panelists, can we promote some of them as panelists? Yung ating mga attendees in case meron silang live questions. We'll entertain, I guess, mga 3 questions sa live. Si Miss Faith, nandiyan ba si Miss Faith? I-promote natin si Miss Faith na panelist. So again, yung ating mga IT na background ng mga students, we encourage you to do similar activities sa inyong sariling organization, sa inyong department. You do this regularly with your classmates para magkatulungan. So like what President made mention, tayo ay nag-a-adjust sa new normal. Ayan. Okay. Si Miss, nandito ba si So yan, mga panelists na po kayo. Any questions that you would like to post? Kumbaga, si Miss Faith. Narito ba si Faith? some words kay Ma'am Faith, yung ating OIC President ng University Student Council. You can turn on your microphone and camera kung meron. No comments ba? Wala? Okay. So any representatives who would like to share their insights? SSC Malvar President. Sino kaya si SSC Malvar President? That's here from SSC Malvar. Naku, wala ata. No. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Okay. Nagre-reconnect. Tayo natin. So there's a question here. Kayo po kaya maaari makontak agad if ever may mga problems sa GSuite? We've tried to email po kasi yung email ng ICT pero up until na wala po kami nare-receive na response. Salamat po. So sa ngayon, we are serving more than 40,000, almost 40,000 students. Kaya kung medyo nadidelay po ang ating response from the ICT, ay please bear with the office sa pagsagot po. But we'll try as much as possible to answer yung inyong mga queries even now. So sa ngayon, ang makasagot lang po nito ay yung ating ICT. So kung in case po kayo ay gusto magpa-reset or magpagawa ng email, ay sa ICT lang po talaga tayo pwede makipag-communicate. Okay. So I'm hearing someone. Sino ito? Nagawa ng microphone. Daryl? Sir Daryl Talaok? Mr. Daryl Talaok? You turn on your microphone. You have any questions?
Napindot lang po, sir.
Okay, sige. So mukhang wala nang question. Malino na ata yung atin.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Kindly introduce yourself.
I'm Ryan po from Kabame.
Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
Tanong ko lang po, paano since meron po mga estudyante na hindi pa rin po na wala po yung access nila sa GSuite, and may iba po din na wala pa ring access sa kanilang GSuite. Paano po kaya sila sa Monday?
Sabi ko nga, you have to contact our ICT office, is ict.office@g.batstateu.edu.ph. So hopefully this first week po na engagement natin, hindi naman tayo, usually a period of adjustment yung first week, hindi naman agad-agad na siging ko may papagawa ang professor, kasi more on orientation yan, Okay, so ngayon hanggang this week, I think would be pagsagot ng mga issues and concerns sa yung mga may problema sa kanilang GSuite account. But please inform them that they should contact, for example, your professor, and their professor should course through yung mga concerns sila sa ICT natin. Okay.
Sir, additional po, so aside from advising them to contact ICT po, since na-advise na po namin yun and they said na already 1 week na po na wala po silang nare-receive na response from ICT because in-explain po namin na madami pong inquiries na silang tinatanggap, so just wait wait ICT to reply for them to them. And ano pong pwede naming i-advise sa kanila na gawin nila for now while waiting for the response of the ICT since magpapasok na po sa Monday?
We will be posting a couple of videos. Some are orientation and some are even these learning materials. We're going to upload this all to sa ating central.batstateu.edu.ph. For the meantime, they can also go back to these videos to learn how to navigate this platform. Ano? Ma'am Divine, you have something to say?
Yes, siguro if I may share to the query of the student from Kabem, may I ask if they are old students or are they first year?
A mix po. Meron pong mga
Mix,
old student
just
and
like what Sir Albert mentioned earlier. For all students, as early as I think May or June pa, 'di ba, Sir Albert, may open na, napagawa na sila ng GSuite. Baka hindi kaagad nila na-activate. That's why they are no longer able to access them. So therefore, the ICT will need to reactivate them. So, but we would like to request the students that once the ICT reactivated their accounts or reset their passwords to immediately access and activate their GSuite and change their passwords. What I can recommend is you collect all the names of those students and then submit them to your department or to your college. It will be easier na ma-actionan nyo ng college or ng ICT kung maraming magkakasama na kaagad ng ire-request ng college depending on the case. Kasi pag isa-isa yung mga bata nagre-request, syempre, imagine mo yung email address ng ICT, baka natatabunan na din. So mas maganda that we also ask assistance of our departments and our college. I think mas magiging mabilis din yun pag ganon. So that also, the teachers will also be informed kung anong mga bata o sino mga bata ang may mga concerns pa sa mga GSuite account nila. That is why they are not yet able to join the classroom. So officially, the teachers will also be informed through the Dean's Office or the department.
So Ryan, di ba nakinig ka kanina ng lecture natin ng Google Sheets? So magagawa mo na ngayon na makuha yung mga may problema. Tama ba?
Okay po. Another thing pa po.
Okay, go ahead.
Gusto ko lang po i-clarify. Possible po kaya na ma-hack yung account namin? Kasi may isa pong case from our department na may lumapit po sa akin, hindi na niya po ma-access yung kanyang account.
So for cases na ganyan na lang, again, those are concerns na kailangan i-address ni ICT. Kailangan lang ma-reset yon.
Okay po. Okay. Noted po. Sige. Thank you po, sir.
Okay, so meron pa ba? Meron pa bang concerns or questions? Miss Faith?
Sir, good afternoon po.
Go ahead.
Meron lang po sorry po. May nagtanong po sa FB Live kung ano daw pong advice po sa paggamit po ng GSuite sa mobile phone dahil nag-iiba daw po ang view. Baka lang po nabanggit po kanina tapos hindi din po narinig kung pwede po sana makikiulit po. Thank you po.
So, aling particular application kaya yon? Kasi madami-dami na tayo na-discuss. Pero if you have Google Chrome, you can actually use the web version po ng mga applications natin like Google Meet and all. So definitely, magbabago yung itsura niya kasi ino-optimize yan sa applications. So, if you're going to use naman yung web version ng mga applications, medyo maliit yung mga text, maliit yung mga contents natin makikita. So, kailangan talaga araling maigi on how to use yung mga available na GSuite applications using mobile versions nila. You can actually browse sa YouTube yung a couple of tutorials na pwede nyo makita na related to that. So I suggest if you can also share with us yung makikita nyo, let's say, ng mga videos related to that so we can upload that in GSuite. So please do. Okay.
Thank you po.
Okay. Yan. So may nagtataas ng kamay. Panelist. Okay, so wala na ba? Wala na questions? Si Jennifer Lay, nagtataas ng kamay.
Hello po, good afternoon.
May questions? Yes, Ma'am Jennifer.
May nakita din po kami sa comment po na sinasabi po ay sa mga Huawei Android phones daw po ay hindi available ang mga Google Apps.
Kung hindi available ang Google Apps, kasi Huawei device kasi wala tayong Google services.
Yes po.
Di ba? Pero there are actually instructions on how you can install Google applications. Alternatively, you can use the existing browser. Like for example, if you're using Huawei, there is an existing browser na lahat ng mobile application meron niyang kasama na browser. Kung hindi man Chrome, edi kung anong available. Then sa browser view, dapat gagana doon. Not fully, pero yung mga basic applications like gagana siya. But you're so creative. I know, baka sa YouTube, baka may mga diyan, mga ways para makapag-access pa rin tayo ng Google services.
Sige po. May isa pa pong question.
Yes, go ahead.
About po dun sa, inano ko na rin po sa Q&A dito sa Zoom, yung about po sa may mga users po kasi student na nag-enter po sa Google Classroom app sa phones nila. Tapos may mga case po doon na hindi po ma-login yung GSuite account nila sa Google Classroom pero na-open po sa Gmail. Tapos po, kapag pina-open sa ibang classmate nila, nagbubuksan po. Tas ang parang error.
Baka yun sa network or something.
Okay po.
They should check their network. No?
Sige. Thank you po.
Salamat po. Okay. So meron pa ba? JR? Wala na. Okay. So again, with that, I would like to thank yung aking mga co-facilitators sa ating mga trainers ngayong hapon, kay Ma'am Janice, kay Ma'am Divine, kay Sir Chicks for sharing your time this Sunday for this activity, and sa ating mga students, I hope you learn something from this training, and rest assured that we'll try to answer your queries also through a video tutorial sa ating BatStateU CenTraL. Again, this this recording will be available online. Of course, Sir President, if you have some final words to share sa ating mga students, please do.
First, I would like to thank the Central team for extending their time just to give notes on using our Google Classroom for our students. My final word is this to all of you, my dear students. Now is a challenging time for the world, no? Specifically, we are not exempted, Batangas State is not exempted. Let us all be part of the solutions. Now, I was listening to your discussion on the cases of students who at the moment don't have yet their respective Google GSuite account. Maybe just to address properly, let's all be responsible. In the meantime, let your concern know so that it will properly reach the office of the ICT. Maybe, Sir Daryl, we don't know now who are those students. To the respective council, maybe, just for us to have a quick solution or quick fixes to problems like this, maybe, Sir Daryl, you can help consolidate these concerns and channel this through to ICT and follow up this with ICT so that this problem will be fixed as soon as possible. No, please bear with us also. The ICT office is fixing a lot of concerns, not only for you or the students, but also for our faculty members. You are maybe speaking on behalf of other students. Maybe I could assume that more students at the moment don't have yet their respective GSuite account. Now, maybe with that direction, let's all be part of the solution, as I have mentioned. You get also the concern of other students who don't have Google account yet. We will give it, no? We will fix it. You should have Google account, no? Rest assured that you will be given as soon as possible. I'm trying to look to the solution of that using systems approach. That let me check no, with the registrar if it's possible that even our faculty members who will be given the class list, the faculty members will be checking the students who are in their Google Classroom already, and those who are expected to be there inside but are not yet there. Maybe the concern of the teacher to coordinate with the ICT. That's also another approach, so that all of us will be guaranteed of our GSuite account. So these are just small things, my dear students, and rest assured that this will be fixed as soon as possible. We will extend our enrollment even for this week, and this week is the time for us to fix things like this. These are small things, you know. Our problem is simple GSuite account. Others' problem are bigger or more severe than what we have. Others' problem may be their life. Our problem is simply GSuite account. So, my dear students, I hope that this will not trouble us so much, but rest assured that the university will be doing its best now to fix all these things. We will do it as soon as possible. Now, I hope that you will continue praying for Batangas State University. You pray for the country in general and for the world, no, to have to make this current crisis ended, no, soon. Now, to all of you, to all our students, to all our parents who are watching and listening to this short webinar, this is not the last webinar. I know that, as I have mentioned, the office or University Student Council, I would love to see the council will be hosting, will be facilitating more of this, no? So that we will be having a unified approach. Now, there should be series of trainers training. All of you who attended this webinar, I expect that you will help others also. You will help us also teach others. Let us be teachers of everybody so that we can fix everything. So once again, sa inyong lahat, maraming salamat at I hope that you will always be safe and living comfortably and safely with your respective family. I hope that despite this current pandemic or current crisis, you will really strive hard for quality education that you or we are all responsible for this. Study hard. There's a lot of resources, my dear students. Never use this pandemic as an excuse for you to do greater things. You are expected by your parents, by your family, by Batangas State University, by the country to be the hope of the future. So on that note, I say thank you very much. God bless us all. God bless Batangas State University.